Hey everyone, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line, the most critically underwatched actual play series on the internet. My name is John. I am your warden for the evening, and going around the horn we have...
Hello there. I'm Rick Sharp. Actually, I'm Mike. I'm playing a character named Rick Sharp, who is a Marine.
Okay. Hi, I'm David. I'm playing David, the wellness liaison. Remember, we all need 8 hours of sleep in order to start the day right.
That's good advice. Good advice. Hi, everyone. I'm Matt. Tonight I will be playing Thalassophobia. Probably just for tonight, or for months. We'll find out.
Hi, everybody. My name's Ted, and tonight I will be debuting the role of Cromwell Dixon. All right.
Okay. So we are starting our Mothership campaign tonight with episode 1. We are running through Gradient Descent, the published mega dungeon for Mothership, and we're going to just dive right into it. So it is the date. When I give dates, I'm not going to bother with like weird star dates and like, it's all going to be based upon like Earth's sun,
Sure,
so
sure.
it is it is January 1st, 2125. Happy New Year's.
Cool.
So you guys are aboard the Thelema Industries N5 light transport J1C1 Dashwood is the name of your ship. You guys have woken up out of cryo sleep relatively recently. You've been in cryo for approximately 14 plus 12 is about 26 days. You have done a jump, a single jump, and then you've also been traveling in system for about 2 weeks. And you are traveling to the Baphomet 3 orbit from the Rabelais Shipyard's jump point. And so you guys have been... you've woken up out of cryo, you've ingested a stim pack to get your bearings, and you guys are enjoying your first meal, such as it is, in the crew mess in classic Alien opening scene fashion. So just picture that exact kind of lighting, that exact sort of room, that exact sort of food, and that exact kind of repartee, which I demand from you, that level of acting at all times.
We're screwed.
So all I'm going to give you right now is that you guys are on a job that you have been coerced into doing. You're not happy about doing it, and you're kind of pissed off at the man. So let's just go around and just give us a real quick like one-liner, like about like some signature thing that your guy is doing when you're all sort of sitting there at the table, a little bit groggy, but happy to see each other, that sort of thing. Like what are you guys actually doing?
All right.
Okay. Who's going first? Go ahead, Cromwell.
All right. Well, Cromwell Dixon is currently, he is not fond of the reconstituted eggs that come with the meal packs here on these ships. So he's got a system of layering on like different salsas and hot sauces,
Of course.
and all kinds of stuff. He's like fixing his eggs up all just how he likes it in order to choke down that nasty reconstituted egg crap that he has to eat. So he's very focused on getting his eggs just right.
All right. While you're doing that, I think David is brewing a cup of Morning Joe. Wow, guys. Last night was a real rager. Happy New Year's. Is anyone feeling hungover as I am? Instead of coffee, we could do a little hair of the dog.
Way ahead of you there, David. Way ahead of you.
I will take up your suggestion of the little drink.
All right.
She it's also very thin. She's obviously very hungover. Just head over the table, eating the plain rotten eggs with nothing added on to them. Very, very matter of fact. I don't know why you waste the time to put all this shit on the top there. He's bad.
Because salsa's good.
I'll walk over.
Good.
Thulsa, I'm so glad you'll join me. And let me get the cups. And I'm going to get 2 shot glasses out. And they're my favorite cups. and they're sort of like grandma porcelain. They're not really meant to be shot glasses, but it's like a like favorite little item that I brought with me. Let's say it's like floral or something like that. You know what I'm talking about, like kind of like that 80s grandma vibe. And I'll pour a couple shots of synth tequila and hand one over to you.
She just grabs the bottle.
There you go. Two for me then, and I'll shoot him. All right.
What's everyone else doing? I have questions. Number one, is it apparent to us that David is an android?
Yes.
Okay. It's not a secret.
Two, can androids actually eat and drink and sleep, or is he just coming across as like totally like just fake?
He can, yeah. But I would probably say that he was not in cryo.
Okay.
Yeah, probably monitoring systems while you were.
Yeah, asleep.
I think it's
not creepily. Yeah.
Rick Sharp is sitting there eating as if he hasn't eaten in like 6 weeks and is just shoveling it down. Whatever I'm eating right now is going to be way better than the rations that I used to get when I was still in the Marines. And I'm kind of like being like friendly, but maybe a little bit too like fake friendly kind of, while I stare at everybody and try and figure out where is the most appropriate place to kill somebody with my thumb.
I thought we were on the same team, man.
We are for now.
Yeah.
All right, the comms wink on, and you hear a crackling voice come through, and like an overly, sarcastically friendly voice kind of comes over and goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Get your asses up to the command bridge, please, as soon as possible. Thank you." Winks out.
Yes, it's time to go work.
It's for breakfast. I just started laying my eggs. I'll start.
This is why. Yeah, okay. This is why you forgo these condiments to just eat them.
So as you bitch and moan, and you head out into the corridors of the Dashwood, the decks that you're on and that you're traversing are all circular, basically. So there are ladders and hatchways that sort of go up and down between deck levels. Habitation is where you are right now, and you have to go up to command. And as you are sort of jostling each other and bitching and moaning and trying to shovel down the last bits of food as you're walking down the corridors and complaining on your way up to command, you recall exactly the circumstances that you find yourselves in. And your hearts sort of sink even further as you're like, shit, now it's time to actually fucking work. So this is the deal for what's going on. So as you remember from our session 0 when we created, you guys are all members of a salvage and recovery union, the ISWC Local 181 Intersystem Salvage Workers Collective. Unfortunately, you guys being the dipshits that you are, you illegally skimmed an extremely large sum of credits from an abandoned research station on a salvage job on Hot 2.
Nice.
And you skimmed it, and then you blew it all on illicit gambling controlled by the feared Stratemeyer Syndicate. And you incurred a massive debt of 100 million credits to the Stratemeyer.
Whoa!
to the Stratemeyer Syndicate.
It was a good New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
How much does a ship go for? Just curious.
So you incurred that debt, but luckily, we say that in quotes, your debt was paid off by none other than Thelema Industries. God bless them. Your lives were basically hanging in the balance. Loan sharks were kind of closing in from all around from the Stratemeyer Syndicate, and Thelema paid it off when your lives were in danger, just at the nick of time. Fancy that. And in return, you were forced to agree to a mission. And that mission was to infiltrate a place known as, colloquially, the Deep. They have provided you with the passage on the Dashwood, which I'm going to show you in just a second. Vac suits. So if you already don't own a vac suit, you have one now. You can write that down in your equipment, but just be aware that you are not currently wearing it. It's in like a chamber on the ship. You have been issued a cred stick with 10,000 credits on it to bribe your way past a blockade that is blockading the Deep currently.
That's
and
one stick or one for each of us.
It's just It's like a stick. I don't even know how they do it, but it's like you can basically pay for anything via radio frequencies and shit like that. I don't know.
But
it's
I mean,
not each.
It's not each. That's correct.
right?
not
Yeah.
each.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And that's meant to go as a bribe. Like, you got caught skimming, so don't try to skim some more. There is and you were also given the name of a Thelema Corpo contact on the in-system. Actually, it's in-cluster, I should say, not necessarily in-system. The in-cluster space station, notorious known as Prospero's Dream. That Corpo contact, his name is Yusef Lo, L-O. And your mission is to infiltrate the deep and attempt to grab as many artifacts as you possibly can. Strange and wondrous technological items that can only be found apparently on that station. So Yusef Lo is a corpo contact, but you've been given that name in confidence, and that's basically like your fence. So if you find artifacts, that's the guy you need to talk to on Prospero's Dream to make sure you can offload them. The CEO of Thelema Industries, is a well-known, very famous gentleman. His name is Gregor McMathers. And the CEO, your contact tells you, wants above all else, he wants a certain artifact that is that can be described basically as a very large, chunky data drive. It's heavy and blocky. You're going to know it when you see it. And it's one of those kind of data drives that can't be mounted onto like a personal computer or terminal. It can only be mounted onto like server architecture, like it's a big blocky thing. There is a strict NDA regarding anything found on or any info gleaned about the deep. They don't give you reasons. You don't need to know. You're just not allowed to talk about any of your experiences that you have on the deep. And they provided you a little bit of a dossier on what you can about the deep. It is maddeningly incomplete. It's full of holes, and it immediately creates more questions than it answers. But this is what they give you. It was the deep was its technical term was the Cloudbank Synthetic Production Facility. It was a Android production facility is what it was. It's a production facility that basically was a space station sitting in space, orbiting around Baphomet 3. At one point, the station AI took over and deactivated the nuclear warhead failsafe, which is bad news. So the AI basically took over. Cloudbank, the company, went bankrupt, and then Thelema acquired them in the aftermath. So the deep is technically owned by Thelema, but they are unable to destroy it. The reasons for why they are not able to destroy it remain mysterious to you. It is a beacon now for unscrupulous sorts, so you should be prepared to meet other scavengers and lowlives like yourselves while you're on there. And there have been unsubstantiated reports that have emerged from the deep of acute loss of sanity after extended stays.
Oh, great.
So be wary, be on your toes. The company disavows all knowledge of you and will provide no support beyond the use of the Dashwood for transport, which is occurring right now. And they didn't say in so many words, but the threat was definitely there, that you have zero leverage with the company. And even if you are successful on the deep, you still have no leverage. If you can't deliver the artifacts, they'll just leave you, and they'll round up some other debtors and send them in. So don't get precious about what your value is. Your indenture to Thelema is ended upon delivery of one or both of the following: the data drive. Okay, all debts forgiven if you can find that, and 2, any number of artifacts totaling 100 million credits in value, which would alleviate your debt. Okay. Anything else you find is up to you. Is all yours. Understand? All right. So that's kind of like what you're kind of rolling with. That's kind of what.
Questions.
Well, they're not going to answer them.
No, for you. First of all, is the deep under some sort of interdiction or quarantine?
Yes, it's been blockaded.
It's blockaded by Thelema or by Marines, or
You'll find out.
Well, okay.
You're not there yet.
Not
Okay.
there, right? But it's not something. So it's something we don't know yet.
You don't know yet. Yeah.
We just okay. And then I forgot my other question already. So someone else should go.
Everybody.
Yeah, I do. I have a few questions. Like, Mike, don't really understand the scope of $100 million debt, right? Like, our 100 million credit debt. Is that like enough to buy a starship? Is it like enough to like what
nice dinner.
costs 100 million credits that is like foreseeable? Like, what are we? Is the whole station worth 100 million credits? I don't
I have
even
no
know.
idea. It's a shit ton of money that no individual would ever be able to attain.
Okay.
It's so much money that I have to say, it seems exceedingly unlikely the house would have let us gamble that much money. It's a setup from the moment we set foot in that casino. We've been hooked, lined, and sinkered. There's no fucking way we got that kind of credit at the casino. They would never have let us do it.
Especially when you have a resident card counter in your group that, could have easily fixed any of those. So who knows?
So actually, John, that we all know each other then. We've worked together previously on other jobs.
Yep. You're all fast friends. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So, so you were sent off, and you were booked passage on the Dashwood. You left the Boleskine cluster, and you jumped to the closest known jump way station here in the Gematria cluster, which is just outside the Rabelais shipyards. And then from that point, you basically have a number of different jump lanes that you can go to get to different systems within the cluster. You were heading towards the Baphomet system, so that's a jump 1 to the Baphomet system. So one thing that I didn't explain, we were kind of going over the cluster map last time of session 0 is, and I actually didn't know at the time, but I got clarification that is there are jump points in each cluster, right? And then, but those, in order to safely jump, though, they have to be far enough away from any sort of like inhabited object in space. So when you jump to the Rabelais shipyards, for instance, you don't appear in space and then you see the shipyards sort of manifest in front of you at your viewport. You're basically like about 2 weeks away of just cruising through space, not jump space, to get to the Rabelais shipyards once you sort of get to the point. But they just call it the Rabelais shipyards jump point because that's the closest thing. Right?
You don't want to jump next to a gravity well.
That's
basically.
right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So you got to the Rabelais shipyards, refueled, bought another couple more warp cores, and then you and this was all happening while you were in cryo, by the way. Then you jumped again, and now you were 2 weeks out from the deep itself. All right. Okay. So you've been so you were basically under for 12 days in jump space, and then you've been out for about 14 days in regular space, sort of cruising towards Baphomet 3. All right. And at basically about an hour or so ago, you woke up out of cryo sleep. David made sure you guys were all okay, and you've had a meal, and now you've been summoned to the bridge.
Hey, John, real quick. Yes. Oh, sorry. Did I get any special orders from corporate?
You did not.
Okay, just asking.
I would say mostly you're probably there because of the warning that of this reports of sanity loss in the
madness,
deep. Yeah. And they're like, you probably want to keep an eye on the crew.
That's what I figured.
Okay, so let's head over to Miro real quick here. If you scroll to the right of the cluster map, I have this hidden thing here. I shall unhide it.
Hey.
This is
it's a ship's manifest.
This is the Dashwood. So it's got a lot of information that you don't really need. Mostly what you're doing is kind of sort of looking at the diagram, like the map of it, like what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. So this only shows like basically like the most like the important top part, but the bottom diagram sort of shows like the whole length of the thing. But the main back of it is basically like a big old unshielded nuclear reactor at the back. Good times.
Great.
But the bulbous cylinder up at the top are the 4 decks. All right, and you emerged out of cryo a little bit down below, and you're making your way up there. So it doesn't have any weapons. It's a light freighter. Just so you know, for Mothership terminology, if you look at your transponder up in the upper left-hand corner, N5 is the make, so it's the Thelema Industries N5, and it's a light transport, relatively small, lightweight ship. The J1C1 is a universal code used in the game and in world. J1 is the number of warp jumps that it can make. So it has a single warp core. So it can only make J1 jumps. And then C1 is its class. It's a class 1, which is the there's a class 0, which are, I can't remember what they're called, like those are like drop ships and like escape pods and stuff like that. Yeah, but C1 is like the smallest, like self-driving ship sort of thing. Okay. All right. So that is yours to peruse and mark up and do whatever you want. Meanwhile, okay, so you head up to command. Command is also on a circular deck. It is not very much like Star Trek or even like the Millennium Falcon. It's very much like an enclosed space, and there is a very sort of bare bones terminals, lots of buttons and dials all over the place, a couple of seats for comm station, nav, pilots, that whole thing. The pilot is basically looking out of like a very small, boxy little viewport. Very, very small, because they're not doing like evasive maneuvering or anything like that, right?
Right.
When you enter in there, it reeks of smoke in here, and it's coming from a trailing cigarette out of this out of the pilot's chair, and turns around, and you are greeted by captain, the captain, and his name is Lucky Takahashi. Is his name?
Oh, great!
Nice. He has one eye, with an eye patch over the other one, a cowboy hat. It's like a straw cowboy hat, and he's just known to be like a pretty reckless sort of dude, very, sort of lackadaisical workman sort of guy, you know. Kind of turns around.
I saw this anime,
and he's like, "Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a pleasant sleep. It was real fun watching David just sort of stare at you the entire time."
Gross.
Sort of
Ducky,
tapping his
baby, don't scare them. It's all fun, right?
Sure, buddy. Sure. So, and you can see he's sort of like shielding his eyes. Mm-hmm. He says, if you kind of take a look over out the viewport there, that bright light you're looking at, and you kind of all peer out the viewport, and you see a stunningly beautiful sight ahead of you, that is completely taking up your entire vision out of the viewport, which is the giant blue-white ball of the planet Baphomet. And it's a ringed planet, and you're like right near it, right? Like really close. So it's like taking up everything. And so you're only getting like one section of the striations of the ring, you know what I mean? But the rest of it is the ball. It's a huge, icy terrestrial planet. And it is, the light that is reflecting off of Baphomet is, highlighting two objects in space around. Well, it's actually highlighting a number. There are a number of small satellite moons that are rotating in different orbits around Baphomet. The one that you're heading for, though, is Baphomet 3. Baphomet 3 is rocky and desolate. It's like a stone rock, just a spherical sort of asteroid sort of thing. Except you do see that, especially as you're approaching. As you're kind of moving in towards that moon, you're kind of on the dark side of it, right? So when you're kind of approaching it, you do see on the dark side of Baphomet 3 that there are a few pinpricks of concentrated light, of artificial light, that are sort of emanating from around the equator of that moon, indicating that there has been attempts at terraforming around the equator, but they're very kind of sparse and not connected, isolated sort of thing. And then orbiting the moon is the deep. And that is, if you scroll downwards from your ship manifest, you can see what is floating in space there. This massive, gargantuan, blocky, hideously ugly structure is what you're heading towards. And it's just slowly turning on its main y-axis as it slowly makes its slow revolution around Baphomet 3.
As you can see on the HUD.
Indeed.
It kind of looks like it spilled its Coke.
Yeah.
The sleeves have a little straw.
Now, more alarming, though, than just the, your heart sort of sinks as you sort of kind of take in this massive thing, which is your destination, because it certainly doesn't look like it's like it's active. You do see some action actually is in the form of 3 extremely large Category 5, which are the real big ships, troop ships, obviously military in nature, all the same sort of make. There are 3 of them, and they are basically in place, facing outward from the deep at different angles, so that they can kind of see the approaches from any angle towards the deep. And Captain sort of turns back around, and he says, so we've got hailing frequencies open, and they've looked like they've already picked up our transponder. Here we go. And he kind of flips a switch, and a crackling voice kind of comes over on the comms. He picks up like an old school, walkie-talkie CB sort of thing, and he kind of radios it so that it changes it so that it can like broadcast through the PA. And you hear a voice kind of come over. This is a slightly bored, a little bit of a twang voice to it, female. So just take that in mind, because I'm not going to try to mimic a female's voice. Comes over the comms. Light transport, Dashwood. This is Troop Ship Zhongji 15. This is Commander Rachel Kilroy of the Troubleshooters. Your current course vector is aimed at the Cloudbank Synthetic Production Facility. You are unauthorized to approach the deep. Turn your vessel about and plot a course elsewhere. You have 2 minutes to comply. Acknowledge. And then Takahashi just kind of holds out like the comm towards you and just looks expectantly at you. Your rodeo friends, you know what to do. Better do it quick.
Okay.
Hey, John, can I just ask a couple quick questions? I'm sorry. Can I, with my military background, have a understanding of who are the troubleshooters? What?
No idea.
No idea. And I don't recognize any markings on the ship or anything like that.
Nope. Well, the markings, you do see the markings they do have the Thelema symbol on them.
Okay. Are those ships docked or orbiting?
They're orbiting. They're blockading.
They are orbiting. Okay.
I am... I'm in corporate attire. We haven't determined how I acquired it, and I have a VIP corporate key card, which might have a key number on it. I don't know. I could try to jump on. It's purely audio. It's not like a crackly video.
No
phone,
video,
right?
Yeah. It's just a
but I could have a go at it. Do you want to have a go at it?
I have an idea.
Sure, let's hear.
Okay, so the classic. Sorry, we were sent by Thelema for repairs because the transponder is not broadcasting to the relay pickup for corporate data collecting off the mainframe. I don't know. I just work here. I'm sorry you don't have the paperwork. I've got it here. Can I meet you and show you the paperwork? And that's the point at which we offer the bribe.
So are you saying that?
I'm pitching that to David because he asked me what my idea was.
Gotcha. We could do that. I'm worried that we'll get bureaucratic, like sort of with impact without some urgency. So I was thinking
we might be making this more complicated than it is. We could just be like, we have paperwork, we have paperwork ready to beam over that is, clears us for like maintenance on blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then just send the bribe.
Well, I'm down to do that too. But I'm fine with that. The reason I was mentioning using.
Do we want to just send a bribe off into the ether? There might be a record of that. People like discretion with bribes, do you have rim-wise? Just as like a background, I'm not trying to say roll your rim-wise. I'm just saying, is that an understanding that one of us would have how that works? I've never bribed anyone. I'm a very
here's what I would. The reason I was offering to go is I have both linguistics and psychology, and I'm decked head to toe with corporate attire. Right.
Yeah, I don't care who does the actual talking.
So I think it could be as simple as pushing some weight a little bit and saying we're supposed to be here, whatever the reason being.
Yeah, Marines love that.
If we get but they're Takahashi or not Takahashi, they're Thelema, right? So saying we're from Thelema, that we've been hired by them, et cetera, and then failing that, bribe them or just bribe them out the gate, would work.
Yeah, we have.
We have a paper.
Yeah,
I was just offering the working schlub option, the whole sort of like.
Yeah,
But
So
we were
Takahashi
specifically
he
given-
shakes the radio comm at you.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's
okay,
like,
I'm gonna grab it.
2
I'm gonna
minutes.
grab it.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna grab it and say, what was the person's name on the other end?
Captain Rachel Kilroy.
Hi there, Captain Rachel
Commander,
Kilroy.
Commander, I'm sorry, Commander.
Commander Kilroy. It is a pleasure. And note that I am intentionally changing my voice, by the way. It is a pleasure to hear your voice once again. You'll recall me from not long ago. We met at a different station on a routine maintenance run. Takahashi, I keep saying Takahashi. Thalima has sent us to do a routine maintenance on the surface of the deep. It appears that there is an anomaly that is causing radiation leaks that threaten your ship.
We have no record of that. Sounds like you're stalling. I do not see any movement on part of your captain to turn that ship about. You have 1 minute remaining.
Oh, I understand. It's a bit. I lost my hick accent. It's a bit urgent. It was a last minute discovery. In fact, we were given a number of credits to pay for our way here. Pay for our expenses for repair. Quite a lot, one might say. I don't know if we'll need to use them all.
What? I'm so confused.
I'm hinting that I have an excess of credits.
I know what he's doing.
That I won't necessarily need for the repairs that we are claiming that we're going to do without explicitly saying I'll bribe you. That's the goal here.
Okay, so do you want to send them over?
I think he's waiting for a response.
I was waiting for a response, but yeah, we'll happily send him over. Yeah.
Okay, so you do whatever needs to be done to like send the bribe over. Sure. I don't know how it's done, transferred somehow.
The little paper clip that we sent, yeah.
Yeah. So after the exchange kind of takes place, there's a little bit of silence, and then Kilroy kind of comes back on again, and her voice is a little bit different, and she kind of, crackles on again. Looks like that was a mistake on our part, Dashwood. Your name popped up on the cleared vessel list when we hit refresh. Decelerate and burn to the bell. Have a pleasant dive.
All right. Nice job, dude.
All right.
I tried to incorporate Ted's thing into a bribe.
Okay.
All right. So the Dashwood course corrects a little bit and makes towards what is what apparently Commander Kilroy called the bell. So first thing that happens is your small ship, which you thought when you sort of boarded it was gigantic, moves past one of these three troop ships. Commander Kilroy, the one that apparently Commander Kilroy was on, which is called the Zhuangji, and it is massive. It's like like your little ship kind of scrolls past like the massive length of it, and like the camera sort of follows like the words like Zhuangji as you kind of go past it.
Love it.
Yeah,
the first for nobody.
First string chord breaks in the score,
Yeah, and then to even more give you even more of a sense of megalophobia as you pass by this massive troop ship, obscuring your vision in the viewport. Then it exposes the deep for its massive size for what it is, which dwarfs all of these troop ships combined. Just a huge thing, and it's completely backlit by the massive light of Baphomet behind it, which is like this white sun, basically, in effect, right? So it's like I'd like this corona around the entire station. But instead of approaching that station itself, which you don't really see any obvious ports or airlocks or anything like that's obvious, you head towards this what appears to be like a thrown off portion of it. It's obviously made out of the same metal. Same sort of manufacturing, and it looks definitely like it was like an old thruster engine that was actually like deteriorated or fell off or was deliberately taken off and is floating in near orbit next to the station, which is what you saw there on your little picture. So the cylinder sort of thing, and you make for that. And let me get this up here real quick.
So, John, while that's coming up, is this? We look at this, this space station, this facility. Is it weird? Like, is this a common kind of structural thing that we would see, like or does it look out of place? Does it look odd?
The station?
Yeah,
It's just
Like,
very.
if we're-
It doesn't look like it's. It doesn't look like it's actively being run. Are you asking if it's alien? No, it does not look alien. It looks like human manufacturing.
Okay, so yeah, we would look at this and we'd say, oh yeah, that this
Yeah.
is it's familiar to us, at least from the outside.
For sure, yeah. And you've actually heard of the term of the company called CloudBank before. You know, they were, if not the top, they were one of the big actors in like the burgeoning Android manufacturing field. You know, like constantly refining and coming up with better AI, better synths, all that sort of stuff, right? So, yeah.
As we're approaching, I got a question for Captain Takahashi, which is, say there, partner, what are your instructions regarding this whole little venture? Are you going to hang out? Are you dropping us off and leaving? What you got in mind there, partner?
Well, probably going to have to take off relatively soon, but I'll hang out for a little while, see what's going on. Gotta refuel.
Y'all supposed to come back regular like?
To be determined.
I mean, we will need some way to bring
Bye.
back the treasures we find.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a guy I know called the Warden. His name's John, and he hasn't quite figured that out quite yet.
Oh, I've heard nothing but terrible things about that guy.
Yeah, that guy's a
More
total.
the deep or back at
He's more of like a godlike figure. But
Yes,
in such a way that he
lascivious appetite too. I've
yeah,
heard.
exactly. Yeah.
He's fecund.
All right.
well,
So,
that John Warden.
Yeah, that
Okay.
John Warden. Yeah.
Right,
Yes.
right.
As
okay.
in, I, John, have no idea. But
Yeah,
he's taking you to the
okay,
ship. We'll see what's going on. All right. So you.
Ted, it's never going to come up.
Context clues, Ted. Context clues.
All right, so you head towards the bell. So it looks like a thruster engine. This does not look like it's meant to be any sort of station, right? It's a piece of this gigantic space station that's been broken off. It looks like it used to be a thruster engine. So you slowly make your way in to the open end of where fiery death used to emit from, right? And you make your way inside. It's scorched on the inside, beat up all to hell, but it definitely has been retrofitted in some sort of rudimentary fashion to be to have a like a makeshift jury rig docking facilities inside on the inner walls of this thruster engine. As you slowly kind of creep inside and your vision is taken up by the inside of the bell, everything sort of goes dark as the shadow, as the light of Baphomet winks out as you sort of enter. And you notice that the first thing you notice is the strangeness of the environment. But the other thing you notice is that there is another ship, very different, much, much smaller than yours, that is also docked to a docking umbilical that leads further into the bell. This ship is very, very small, sleek looking, has an airlock on the back of it, right in between the thruster engines, with a couple of, you'd almost say like just sort of vestigial wings on the side. And it's painted garishly to look like an Asian dragon all over it, and it's docked on the side. It looks beat up all to hell, scorch marks everywhere on it, and it looks like it has been actively, like it's in the process of actively being dismantled. Like there are pieces, like whole chunks that have been taken off and salvaged from it. Right.
So it's very old, one might say.
Very old, yeah. It looks like it's not even flight worthy. It's definitely not flight worthy now because it has been systematically dismantled in many places. But
Oh man.
as you're sort of observing that and kind of taking hope
Didn't
that
expect
okay,
that one,
other people have been here, when another person calls over on your comms, a male voice this time, a little bit frantic, sounds a little bit stoned, almost can't quite place the accent. If anything, you would say it's like Californian, maybe. You're not really sure, but so you hear it at the same time that you actually see a figure floating in space, wearing a full vac suit, visor down, the whole 9 yards. You can't really tell who it is. You can only assume this is the person talking. And he is manually dragging a docking umbilical towards you And he's like waving frantically at the viewport, like, and he kind of comes over the comms and he goes, "Hey, yeah, I see you, man. What's the name of that piece of shit you're flying? Oh, wait, Dashwood. Got it. All right, whatever, man. You see me over here waving at you? Hello.
I wave
Got me?
back. Can't see.
Yeah. All right, you're right. You can't see. Okay, I can't see you neither. All right, yeah. My name's Arcady. It's Russian. I don't have a Russian accent though, as you can tell. So you're gonna pull over right over here, and he kind of makes these big gestures over to the side to like a thing. I'll get the old umbilical fast and just take her nice and slow. There you go. Yep. All right. And he kind of guide over to the one random place along the side of the thing, and
I like him already.
The ship sort of jostles a little bit as you can hear like a low thump as the umbilical sort of connects. Somewhere deep in the side of the ship, there is you can hear like a kss, of depressurization, and yeah, you are docked. So Lucky just says, kind of gets up out of his chair, says he's going to kind of kick back for a little while. You can follow him if you want to. He's going to actually make sure that the ship is all settled, but he tells you guys if you want to leave, you can. So there is on the Dashwood, there are two ports. There is the main entrance with an airlock, which is what you're connected to right now, to the thing, which is actually I believe right next to cryo. Let's check.
Yeah. There was one marked there.
5. Yeah, number 1 there, the airlock right there. 5 is the cryo. Okay. So that's the main entry with the docking umbilical. So that's where you would normally, but the top is actually kind of cool. It's a nose port, so it can actually be docked to any Class 0 vessel. So you could actually attach a dropship to that and board the dropship, that sort of thing, or an escape pod, whatever you wanted to. It could also be docked to, you could see like a cargo container could be attached to it if you want to. That's why this is like a light transport, because you're basically attaching cargo to it rather than actually having like a cargo bay, as part of the whole.
Makes sense, yeah.
I guess you can't actually dock to a docking facility using that nose port though, but the side one it works for you. So that's where you're basically where you're exiting from.
John, quick question for you. When we were flying inside this giant engine, we saw that one ship. First, just to confirm, no other ships that we could identify were inside this.
No,
right?
3 ships. 3 ships in the blockade. Oh, inside the Bell?
Inside the Bell.
Yeah, just that one very, very small shuttle, much smaller than your ship, and then your ship. Those are the only 2.
It doesn't even belong here. Gotcha. And wait, I thought there was another one. I'll think of it later. We're good.
Okay, so yeah, you've docked along the side. Is there anything else you want to do in the Dashwood before you disembark?
Yes.
I want to gear up.
Gear up, of course. I want to fill my lunchbox with as many concentrated rations as I can stuff in there out of the mess, and fill up my thermos full of coffee.
Yeah, is there such a thing as instant coffee?
Probably, yeah.
I'm gonna grab some bags of instant coffee.
Okay.
Is there any cigarettes?
Oh yeah, there are cigarettes. Yeah.
I'm gonna grab some cigarettes. Cigarettes too.
Are there oxygen tanks that haven't been tied down?
So you guys want to loot the ship is basically what you're trying to say.
Oh yeah.
No, we're bringing a couple supplies. We're bringing a couple supplies. Oh yeah,
replacement O2 for the vac suits. Sure.
I just want coffee and cigs because I've learned that it is easier to ingratiate yourself to people if you offer one or the other to them.
Also, do you need to breathe? I don't think you even need to breathe, do you?
Who knows?
Do androids need to breathe?
I don't even know.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. I fill my rucksack with as much booty as I can find. But let's
water,
carry on, guys.
Yep.
Okay, so
let's get in it.
Are you taking the vac suits?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are extremely bulky. Like if you're not wearing them, you can't roll those up and put them into a pack, right? Like they're spacesuits. So you have to if you're going to be bringing those with you onto the station, they're basically you're going to be walking off just with another person in your arms.
No, I'm going to put mine on because there's no way I trust Arcady to have properly hooked up everything. I'm definitely going to enter this docking bay, with my suit on, and then I've got my hands free to carry my lunchbox and all my tools.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know what
Makes
the life.
sense.
I don't know what the life support system status is on this thing.
Yeah.
So I definitely think we should enter vac suits donned.
Okay, so you put on your vac suits. By the way, the Dashwood has artificial gravity, so you can walk around normally here. However, the Bell does not. The Bell is in complete zero G, but it does have, supposedly it has oxygen. So you put on your spacesuits, so you all look basically uniform, and you tromp off into the depressurization airlock, and into the umbilical, and make your way. The umbilical, by the way, is filthy on the inside. It's just gross. And you make your way into the station proper. And before we dive into what's in the Bell, let's take our first break, shall we?
Excellent.
We shall be right back. All right, we are back. Bladders empty, beers full. All right, so you have docked against the Bell. Strange, tiny little painted, garish, dismantled shuttle alongside you, and you enter into the Bell proper. Couple of things. First, I forgot to mention when I was kind of going over your scenario here with with your massive debt, that because of the size of the debt and the fact that you have been coerced into doing this job in order to alleviate it, something that you would not normally have undertaken under any circumstances, I need all of you guys to raise your minimum stress to 3, and your current stress is also 3.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. So unlike most games of Mothership, where that you would never be able to get lower than 2, you can never get lower than 3 in our game. You're always just kind of, you've got that sort of saddled on you, and it's just like that underlying sort of all the time.
Just like my student loans,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ouch.
Okay, so
hey.
entering into the Bell proper, you're in the huge, what do you call it, the thrust chamber nozzle itself right now, but you enter through what have been retrofitted blast doors through an airlock, and the moment that you leave your depressurization chamber of the Dashwood into the umbilical, everything sort of, you sort of rise up into the air, and you kind of have to guide your way. There are some ropes along the umbilical that you can kind of guide your way through, and now you are floating in zero G as you enter in through these blast doors. Everything is very quiet. All you hear is just the inhalation and exhalation of your breath, every once in a while, like the grunts and soft sounds of your compatriots that kind of come over your comms, which are all open at the moment.
I hate this.
And you enter into what looks like it used to be the combustion chamber itself of the thruster engine. It has been converted into a ragged docking bay. There is a ship. There is a shuttle that's about the same size as the one that's been docked against the side. That looks like it could actually fit through those blast doors as you sort of enter in. And it's not garish at all. It's basically just a small little drop ship that can be looks like used to ferry people back and forth. And you can see along the side there is a name for it. It's called the Acheron, like the plane of Acheron. By the way, that garishly painted little shuttle on the outside had no discernible call sign on the thing of that. You saw that there were some strange, like almost cubic square-like glyphs that were sort of dotted along the side, but you could make hide nor hair of what those meant.
Amateurs.
Yeah.
Amateurs in space.
And you are greeted by Arcady, who kind of comes in, and he pops off of once the blast doors are closed, he sort of pops off his helmet and sort of looks at you and smiles, and he's like, "It's okay, man. Take it off, man. You're gonna float around here, but you can breathe it in, man. It's all good."
I like your attitude, Arcady.
Do our
It's a
suits have
pleasure
any
to
kind
meet
of
you.
like indicator about whether or not there's atmosphere?
Yeah, man, it's
He's got
me,
his
man.
helmet
See me doing it in and out, man. What are you afraid of?
As the non-breather, I'll take my helmet off and say, Arcady, it is a pleasure to meet you. You seem to be the trustworthy sort. I am David.
All right, man. Sure, man. Yeah, okay, Robobot. Good. You can see here, and he kind of as he sort of strips off of his spacesuit, and he like doesn't even take care of it. Like he just pops out of it, just so it kind of goes floating off. And he's like underneath, he's got okay. So the way you want to picture Arcady, if you want like a real clear picture of this guy, is he is Dennis Hopper from Apocalypse Now.
Yeah,
okay.
I had a feeling.
That's who he is.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. So minus the camera, he's dressed like that. So he's like an aging hippie, like seen one too many things, completely crazed, but really really eager, So he's got like the old like combat vest on. That has like tons of pins on it, and there's like a big patch, like patches are a thing in Mothership, right? So he's got a really noticeable bright patch on it, and it says Cloudbank Synthetic Production Facility in like the official logo, and it says verified human on it. He goes, you can see this, man, verified, 100% red blood leaking human. How about you guys? You robot? You robot?
Yes, I am.
I know you are, Clanker. All right.
Yeah.
Dulce will pop the.
Sorry,
she'll pop the seals on her helmet and take it off. Take a sniff. Yeah, it smelled worse.
You smelled worse? Is that what you said?
I have smelled worse. I'm Tulsa. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, well, I can't. There ain't. We don't have a maid around here. I'm sorry, but see what you get. Right. But hey, we got breathable air. But maybe you don't need it. You a robot? Android?
Me? Robot?
Yeah.
Look like robot.
Well, that's something the robot would say. I'd say I'm gonna keep my eye on you. How about you, big guy?
Sure shooting, you are a trip, Mr. Arcady. No, I ain't no robot. I'm Cromwell Dixon from out of Montana, and everybody, I'm just me, man.
Okay. Well, yeah. He rests a shoulder on David's shoulder, and he kind of whispers in your ear, like some a robot would say, right? Am I right? Yeah. All right. I got you.
I got you. Say nothing like that.
I lean back at him and say, I've been suspicious of them all quite a while.
Yeah. Well.
But here's the thing. Do you work for the company? How did you get that badge, my friend?
Well, I'm the first diver is what they call me. First in, last out, actually. I don't go back in there anymore. It's crazy in there, man. There's a lot of shit, man, that I have seen. But people keep coming. Yeah. People keep trying. And, hey, you bring out some loot. Hey, man, I can pay you for some shit. Listen, you find any logic cores, and believe me, in the Android production facility, you might find a few. I'll pay you a cool 1,000 credits for every single one you bring back here.
I look over at Matt.
Let's see. That means we need 10,000 of those. So wait, 100,000? 10,000.
A lot
more than we have.
Yeah, you don't listen, man. You ain't got to explain nothing to me, man. I've seen all shapes and sizes come through here for all sorts of different reasons. Some of them above board, most below board. Let's be honest. But hey, you want to know something about the deep? I'm here to answer your questions as best as I can. I've been in there a bunch of times. Fucked me up though, man. Fucked me up. So, you gotta be careful, right? You gotta be careful.
Yeah. What was the craziest thing you ever saw?
Oh shit, man. That's got. Let me tell you, there is something down there. Well, it's called the Minotaur.
What?
Holy shit. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, man. Yeah, and I may have been smoking a little bit right before I met you guys, but let me tell you, I'm not lying when I say that the Minotaur, guess what? It lives. It's called
in a maze?
Yeah, you got it, buddy. You got it. You read your Greek mythology in 7th grade. Yeah, the labyrinth. It's called the labyrinth. You got to be careful. Walls of moving pseudo-flesh everywhere, dripping goo all over the place, and then the Minotaur's at the center of it. Oh, boy. You don't want to get anywhere near that fucker. Now, that's what I say. Now, Noriko back there in the chapel, she met the Minotaur. Oh, my God. Minotaur couldn't be the nicest guy. Practically became her whole world, her whole guy. You want to go talk about her opinions on the Minotaur? That way, right down the old main O2 line, the old O2 line.
Are you guys old friends?
Are we old friends? She's been here. I wouldn't call us friends. She's here most of the time. So yeah, there ain't a lot of company around here. So yeah, I have a chit chat every once in a while.
No, wait. How did you see Monster Minotaur thing and escape?
Well, I can't quite remember actually. Kind of popped out like a little newborn child out of some hole of pseudo flesh, and it wasn't there no more. But the nightmares keep me company every night. They do. Yes, indeed. But I have to keep telling myself, verified human. I'm okay. I'm still here. I'm good.
Fair enough. So, Lee, how do we all get down there, first of all? And like you say, there's pseudo flesh walls. I mean, this isn't just a regular station. We're going to like run into some walls that are alive, you're saying?
Well, I don't know if they're alive so much, but you got to, you build some androids, you're going to need to slap some pseudo flesh on them, make them look like they're actual real people, right? I mean, they don't want
but I don't generally build the factory out of that.
No, it's just a certain section, right? Okay, let me give you the real quick rundown.
All right, that sounds like a good plan. There. You got it.
Now, if we were watching a movie, you'd call this an exposition dump, but we're going to run through it real quick for you.
I want one of those.
All right, top to bottom, and actually there would be no viewport here, but let's say he has like a really crudely drawn map, right? So that so he says top to bottom, these is what you're looking for. Top, we got reception and habitation. The moment you want to go into want you head to the deep, I'll take you right over there on the Acheron. He kind of kicks his ship right there. No problem at all. You make your way back to reception and habitation. Give me a call. I might even have the ship there ready for you to pick up. So no worries at all. It's just a matter of getting back to reception and habitation. Let's see down, and then the main part, the big bulbous part around the center, that's the factory itself. That's got a whole bunch of different zones. You got the maintenance zone, the skeleton works, the pseudo flesh farms, brain construction, assembly and disassembly, storage, quality assurance. The works where the bots are built, right? That's the bulk of the station, and then right down below that, there's a place called the locals we call it Hell. It's called the Human Emulation Labs.
Okay.
There's some weird shit that goes on in there, but let's not get into it. And then at the very bottom, you got engineering support. So you got shipping, receiving, power, thrust, that sort of stuff.
And the station looks pretty dead from outside. Like, is there actually power?
Oh, there's power for sure, absolutely. And most of it's going to have some breathable atmosphere. Airlocks are usually functioning. O2 should be plenty. There's Monarch runs things. Let's put it that way. Monarch keeps things humming. And
is that the AI? Is that the AI?
Oh, you are fresh, aren't you? Yeah. Monarch's the AI. You could put it that way. Yeah, Monarch's the big boss. Yeah. Monarch. Yeah, Monarch. If you're listening, newbies. What are you gonna do? And Monarch's. And he kind of avoids the whole thing. Some places are lit, some places are dark, some places are most of the places actually are going to be 0G. Some places actually have gravity in effect, but I'd be prepared for it, for not being able to walk normally, as it say. That's the deal.
And so here's my next question. So people like us been coming, they've been going, some of them coming and going crazy, but they're picking up stuff and getting out.
That's right. We call them divers. I'm the first one.
Divers.
Now you are too. So, welcome to the club, pal.
Would I be wrong in guessing that the top part may be a little more picked over than the bottom part and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I guess that's fair enough to say. Although I would, if you're thinking about going in another way, you might want to go in through a couple dives first just to kind of get your bearings, because even though it might be a little bit more picked over, it's probably a little bit safe to say it's a little bit safer up near the top.
So what are the big dangers over there? Like, what do people have to worry about? Like androids run amok, automated
Check.
defense systems,
Check.
Mutated inhabitants.
Check. You got it, buddy.
Awesome.
You're sharp. You are sharp.
Orcs?
All right.
Are there any orcs in there?
Bartenders who
terrible job,
overserved. No.
And what about stable areas? Like you mentioned that reception and what was it? Reception and habitation. Is there like a town over there? Are there people that live there all the time?
No. There might be some just out of pure. I mean, I did it myself actually. But like you don't want to be a scavenger down there by yourself. You usually want to go in a team like yourself. So, but there's attrition. Let's put it that way. And so if you're left all alone, sometimes scavengers are different motivations and stuff like that will group up and form like a little camp together, that sort of thing. But they spring up willy nilly and never last for very long.
All right.
I want to make some point real clear to you though before we go in there. This place was not meant for humans. It's a factory. So there's a lot of chambers in there that are not meant for humans to be in there. It's not like humans were toiling over making androids, right? It was all automated. And now you have the greatest automator automating things.
Yeah. Is that the Monarch?
That's Monarch. That's right.
Machines making machines. How perverse.
I have questions on this Monarch. And she kind of looks around. Are there like comms and things, like places where listening could actively be taking place?
You can't really tell because it's just like a retrofitted. It doesn't even look like this place was meant for human habitation where you are right now.
Okay, there's stuff everywhere. Yeah. So she would just ask, how does Monarch feel about divers in general?
How does Monarch feel about him? I think, wow. He kind of looks around a little surreptitiously and he's like, well, you treat him nice. Like, fair enough. I don't know. He doesn't seem to bother you, but don't get him irritated.
Doesn't he object to people like stripping parts off and running away?
Well, it depends on what you're stripping.
Aha. Such as?
What does he find valuable?
Don't know that. But I mean, I wouldn't go trying to damage any infrastructure.
Sure. Okay.
No damage. Okay.
Why are these military jackboot guys blockading the? Do you know why they're doing that?
Oh yeah, that's the blockade. Sure, their main job is make sure no one comes in, and doubly sure make sure no one gets out. Orders by Thelema.
Interesting.
Okay. Right, but Thelema sent us.
Okay, guys, let's go.
Hey, that ain't none of my business, friend.
Let's go get eaten by mutants.
I don't suppose, and I think I know the answer to this already, but I'm going to ask just in case. Y'all got any medical facilities here?
No, not as such. Afraid not.
Yeah, I figured.
Hope you know how to patch up a wound.
I can stick a Band-Aid on, sure, but an auto med would have been nice, but okay.
So he tells you, so this docking bay, where you are right now, is where the Acheron is. This is sort of like the central meetup sort of place. But there are a few places that you can go inside the bell. He points to them. They're all through. One is an official airlock, so it's actually where humans were meant to actually go. Looks like it was probably like a maintenance corridor at one point, but you can go there, and that would be the lost and found. And he tells you there you can find, you could purchase. You don't get to just take, but it's like his little shop, right? So he calls it the lost and found, but because most of it is like salvage gear from dead divers that other divers have brought back. So you can find there, you can find vac suits, you can find ammo, you can find some guns if you want to. Maybe you might be able to find other weapons other than guns, but that's rare. Basically, kind of like roll for it. There are no. But there's no like super high tech and no super devastating weapons. So you can't find like any like grenades or any high tech equipment, that sort of stuff.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You can get all that, and all of it can be purchased for 10 times the normal amount.
Ouch.
Sort of like the broken head, right? Because it's like beggars can't be choosers. Then there is he points through what used to be the main fuel line, which has been retrofitted into an actual walking, floating corridor, I should say, leads to what is called the tank. This was a massive echoing cylinder at the back of the thruster engine, and he's just describing it to you, so I'm not going to go through what it looked like visually, but he just tells you the tank is where you can sleep. There's a bunch of bedrolls that you can just, free of charge, you can just sort of they're connected via duct tape to the side of the tank itself, and they just sort of float in the air, and you can sleep there. And then through a converted control valve, there is an airlock, and you can go into what's called the chapel, and that is where you can meet Noriko if you want to. And beyond the chapel is actually a garden. There's actually a green space beyond the chapel, which she tends as well. And he says you're likely, if you go in that direction too, you may actually meet one of the veteran divers that usually hangs out here. More machine now than man. His name is Ghost Eater.
Oh, all right. Nice. Just a small question, point of order. I'm sure it's not necessary, but, they mentioned that, as long as we can get back, that we can come back and sleep here at any point. Is there any limitation to their, availability? Like, are they sleeping and therefore they can't, port us over? Or is it, we're just, treating it as anytime we get back, they'll be able to snack us? We'll be able to
that's pretty much it,
okay.
yeah. If
All right,
if you can make it back to reception, you can send out a signal, and they'll send someone from you. Yeah.
We don't
Will
have
our
to
backsuit
sync up
comms reach that distance? Is it coming to, or do we need a different radio communicator to do that?
No, you don't. You can do it with your vac suit.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, you can't use it you can't be down deep in the deep and then be like, "Hey, Arcady, how's it going? What'd you have for lunch?"
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
fair enough.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
from
Well,
reception,
we can
we
do,
can
but
do
he
it.
would
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep. Okay. I guess there's no time like the present. As
I
they
mean,
say.
for what it's worth, he did hint that we could go talk to the other person on the ship. I know
The
Mike
one-
is just dying to go because he said it 9 times so far, but
yeah. I mean,
but these are people that have been here, so I mean, it's up to you guys
And
if
who
you want to
have-
gather more info or not. He
who have-
implied
who have-
that
Yeah, they've gone
These
and
cows are
survived.
not gonna.
Right?
These cows are not gonna fuck themselves. Let's get in there.
No, I understand. Take a deep breath. We learned about
What are
a
you
significant
saying?
creature called a minotaur in there, and we got the implication that there were 2 vastly different experiences between the two.
yeah, I'm with
So
David.
while I don't think we should go ask 100 questions, I think that's a worthwhile question to ask unless we are just that anxious. And we can do that. I'm fine with that. I'm throwing it out there because if we run into it, it would be nice to know why it didn't try to kill one of them, It's
I mean,
a thought,
just
but
from-
I don't know.
just from a metagaming standpoint, there's let's be honest. There different NPCs have different knowledge.
Yeah.
We should talk to them for sure.
Okay, let's go talk to her then.
Yeah.
Noriko. Yeah,
Mariko.
I vote for Noriko. Yes.
We can keep it brief though. Don't worry. Don't worry,
Okay.
Mike. We love you.
All right. So Arcadia also tells you too that if you go in there, you may have noticed that tiny shuttle that was also docked there. That crew of that ship, they're not here right now. I took them over to the deep not too long ago. They came in about a month ago. They got shellacked by the blockade troop ships. They had no idea what it took to get past the blockade. I roped them in. I kind of called them in and said to get their asses in here. And I guess the blockade didn't care enough because it was kind of small potatoes. But weird bunch of people got off board of that thing, man. Didn't speak a fucking lick of English. All the signage on the ship was in the form of these strange glyphs. They said they were making motions like they were really super enthused about going to the deep itself. So I brought them over. What the hell? I mean, they seem happy about it. I mean, one of them, I pulled out of there. I mean, they were wearing all sorts of strange gear. One of them they had a dead body on board though. A couple of them actually. One I couldn't even make heads nor tails of what it was. It was so rotted. But one, man, it looks like they cut off its head and attached the head of a goat to the goddamn thing. These people were fucked up. I don't know they look like they've already been in the deep for a long time. Anyways, it's been a while, so I kind of assumed they're dead. So I started salvaging their shit for parts. You got to do what you got to do. But hey, if you see them in there and you manage to communicate with them, Tell them I'm sorry, but they have no way to get home.
How old were they, friend? Were they young? Were they youthful adventurers?
Yeah, relatively, I'd say. I don't know, but just wait, like
okay.
one of them was wearing like this headpiece. I don't like, pretty impractical, frankly.
Was one of them hanging out of the ship on like a rope with like a big black stick?
Well, they definitely had to breathe air, so I doubt that was happening. But yeah, one did have a big stick. Frankly, do you know these guys? And
We've heard of them.
Oh, just making guesses.
Where did they get the
weirdest
goat?
group of people. One of them though actually had some cyber mods though, like some sort of eye thing. It was kind of cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
did
don't
they
like
happen
it at
to
all.
leave anything with you in the lost and found, or barter any gear?
No, they were really, as I said, they didn't speak anything, but they kept on pointing towards the deep and were like, yes, like putting their hands up, and I was like, all right, get on board the Acheron, we're going over the deep, and they toodalooed.
One last question, my
What the
friend.
hell?
Sorry. One last question, my friend. What was the state of decay on that body that was dead? How long did it look like it had been dead?
The one I couldn't tell what it was. It was
No.
like a pile of sludge, basically.
Not
Nasty.
the goat one. Oh, the other one. Oh, it's just sludge. Okay, so it had been a while. Okay.
man.
All right. Oh man. Ooh. Well,
Yeah.
on that note,
They looked like they were. I mean, I don't profess to actually be kind of a sound mind. Verified human though. Just remember.
I bet everyone who got on that ship, whenever it was, wished they had stayed behind. That's what I bet.
I reckon you're probably correct in that, Dixon. Absolutely. But yeah. Anyways.
right.
Anyways, off you
What
go.
is this Rico?
Yeah. So you make your way towards the chapel. So the chapel. Remember too, like you're floating, right? So you're just sort of guiding yourself, kind of. Dark. You make your way through this converted control valve, through an airlock, and then chapel. It's dark, except for the warm glow of LED candles that are sort of floating in the air, just all around. It's kind of very pleasant, slightly illuminating and giving it sort of a malignant tone. Though is just like that little bit of light coming up from the candles is illuminating the bottom of a gigantic whale skeleton that's been hung from the ceiling, almost like a like you would find like a museum of natural history sort of thing, right? A huge whale. So it is, but it's like in shadows, right? So you're just kind of getting like the bleached bones every once in a while as the lights kind of pass by it, And there is the room itself is not that large. It's basically like this whale skeleton kind of encompasses the entire length of it. And there is an altar made out of just crates and things like that, kind of jury-rigged. But there's a crucifix atop it, but the crucifix has way too many arms on it. Like it's not just a simple cross. Like there's a lot of points on it. Yeah, and there you can see that there is a small tabernacle at the back as well. And sitting in one of the small little pews, which are just made out of crates and things like that, is a small woman whose name is Noriko. She looks to be,
ma'am.
she looks to be of Asian descent. She looks like her head is shaved to like a not a buzz cut, but not like a military buzz cut, like just very, very close shaved to her head, sort of thing, and she's got a bright smile as she sort of turns around and sees you. Very sort of pale skin, beaming smile though, and her eyes look a little bit like Arcades, where just a little like she's seen a little bit too much shit, right? And she says, "Hello, friends. How are you? My name is Noriko. Have you come to pray?"
Well, ma'am, I reckon we certainly couldn't go amiss doing that, but we did actually come on account of Arcady. Thought you might be able to give us a little more advice. We're there's only one way to say it. We're rook noobs at the diver game, and you said you knew a thing or two about it, and maybe you ought to give us a few pointers.
What do you wish to know about?
I'm very interested in staying alive.
That's a good one. Yeah, I'm personally a little freaked out by the whole pseudo flesh walls thing. I gotta say.
You must be referring to the labyrinth, yes?
Yeah,
Minotaur
that
resides?
one. That story, I didn't like that story.
Friends, the Minotaur's true form is pure beauty.
Oh yeah.
Always remember that.
Okay.
Why does it
and
require? Why does it require to disguise its form?
It is too brilliant for mankind at this point. But if we let it, the Minotaur will save us. It will save us all.
Save us from what?
Come, take the sacrament. And she kind of points back towards the tabernacle, trying to gesture you towards it.
What religion are you praying to exactly?
The Minotaur, of course.
Okay.
I don't worship the Minotaur. I see it for what it truly is, for what it reveals to so very few. But if only we open ourselves to it, it will reveal itself in its true form. That, as the savior of humanity.
Oh,
Friends,
And
friends, you, warrior, put your gun aside. You will need it not in the deep.
I can't put Lucille down.
Of course you can.
you.
The greatest weapon is your voice. Talk to people. Interact.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I
as
like
as a linguist. Yeah. Go ahead, Ted. I cut you off.
Well, I was just gonna say, I feel like maybe I ought to see the Minotaur myself before I start getting down and praying. It's this.
Yes.
Is this on the pseudo flesh farms level in the factory? Is that that route where you saw that?
Maybe. I have forgotten. No, just hold on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not the first thing I'm going to run into when I go over there, though, right?
Oh, no.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
the Minotaur hides. It hides from Monarch, from the great king. It hides
That's
away
interesting.
at the center of the labyrinth.
If you worship this Minotaur, do you have any devotional objects that we may bring with us should we meet it to show that we are peaceful and
Oh,
understand its religion or its presence?
This is an excellent question. An excellent question. But however, the only thing that I do have, I must keep here, for it keeps this place holy. A piece of the Minotaur's flesh. Come, partake
yeah?
of the sacrament.
Oh,
I don't know about
the
that.
sacrament is its flesh.
Indeed.
I already had
Bear
eggs
witness
today.
to the Minotaur.
I'm going to do it. Well, maybe I shouldn't. Here's the thing, guys. Joking aside, not just David saying yes to every insane thing John throws at me. I am an android, which means like poisoning presumably wouldn't have an effect. Like food, if in fact the effect of this sacrament isn't magical or surreal in some way beyond the idea of just like eating a thing that's gross, it wouldn't affect me. But if you want to wait on this and think about that next time, I'm also totally. If we just got here, it'd be kind of crazy to immediately eat like
Let's
monster
just see if
flesh.
we can get a sample of it to figure out what it is, or look at it and see if we can just tell what it is.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
know?
Why don't we approach and see? Show it to us.
What I'm wondering is if she just took a piece of pseudo flesh, which is, sort of, I don't know how androids are made, right? But my guess would be if you've got a pseudo flesh farm, you've got tanks of nutrient growing the skin that they put on the outside of androids. And it probably just keeps growing if no one says stop, right? So
Yeah.
she's got a big chunk of that. And it's cannibalism if you eat it, David.
Why don't we go look? we can figure out. Show it to us. What do you mean by this flesh?
Yes, this way. Partake. She kind of, and remember, it's like almost completely dark, just, and you're kind of moving these candles out of the way, kind of floating in zero G, using your hands to sort of propel yourself against the pews as to move yourself forward. As you come towards the altar itself, which has the most light sort of around it, it illuminates a form that you didn't see earlier of a man that is sort of kneeling on the pew in front of him, almost in prayer. But this man, you can only assume it's a man, you're not really sure, appears to be more machine than flesh now, has a very creepy, has a black helmet that he's wearing, completely opaque. And you can see, though, that there is like he's wearing a motorcycle helmet, right? That's kind of what it looks like a fully face covering helmet. There's a wide visor that's black, but it is semi-transparent, and you can see opaquely sort of glimmering through the black visor is a set of red eyes like multiple, like it looks like spider's eyes, right? Like, you know, like a whole bunch of eyes like behind there, that they're sort of just barely visible behind the visor. He's got his gloved hands clasped in front of him, like resting on top of the pew in front of him, and the visor sort of raises up and it kind of turns towards you, but it doesn't say anything as he sort of walks by. Noriko just sort of ignores him, and takes you back towards behind the altar where there's a small tabernacle, and she opens it up, and she pulls out with reverence a small bowl, like a low plate, like a concave plate, and brings it out, and she says, "Behold, the Minotaur." And it's very off-putting and very anticlimactic because there's a very small thing in the center of this great sort of religious icon bowl. It is a piece of wet red flesh that's glimmering and just sort of like sitting there, like softly glowing in the lights of some of the candles.
And is it apparent to us?
Yes. Can we recognize it as pseudo flesh or non-human flesh? Like, is it?
You don't know. It looks like meat to you.
Even as an android, I would have no conception of that.
Nope.
All right.
And to be clear, David, like you don't have like a Terminator like HUD sort of thing. So like,
yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting like diagnostics or anything like that. You know what I mean? You
No
don't have
scanner.
Yeah.
I assume I'm essentially humanoid in most aspects.
correct.
Not that I'm like a Terminator.
Yeah.
More Ash than Arnold, but
Right.
no. I was asking because like I can look at my hand, right? And if there's like you said, there's a light glimmer, for instance. If for some reason in this world synth skin like glimmered like the Twilight vampires in the sunlight or something like that, right?
This looks like a piece of like an internal, like a piece of viscera that has been cut
like
from
liver.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like organ meat.
Like organ meat, exactly. Yeah.
Right, but the color is red, suggesting hemoglobin rather than some kind of.
Yeah. It
other
looks
fluid.
100% like it was a piece of organ meat from a beast.
Interesting.
Shit.
Okay. I love
What do
it.
y'all eat around here when you can't get Minotaur? Like, what do you live on down here? You're not just eating that.
She kind of looks at you like a little bit bemused and kind of like the bowl sort of sinks down. You behold the Minotaur and you question about where the mess hall is?
I'm hungry. I'm sorry. I'm always hungry.
Forgive.
She looks
hey,
like
John, real quick.
crestfallen, you know.
Yeah, real quick. You said she had Asian descent.
Yes.
Is there in this time? Is there like a more unified language system for different sort of like regions or ethnicities or inhabitants of worlds? Like, is there an Asian dialect that's homogenous, or is it like multiple? Does it make sense? Like, is there any sort of language specific to Asian sort of like communities that isn't like Korean versus Japanese? Does that make sense? Is there like a blanket language that I would know?
I haven't really thought about it. I don't really know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to test. The bottom line is I'm assuming as a linguist, I would have the ability to speak different languages. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And I was going to test if she spoke something like that, but I didn't want to make an assumption about what.
Do you want to say something they were in secret?
Essentially, yeah.
What do you want to say?
I want to say, forgive my friend, he's quite crass. This Minotaur, they may be non-believers, but I'd like to, no, it has to be, sorry, I have to do this short because otherwise it's too suspicious. Give me 1 second. I'm going to say, you know what? Fuck it. Never mind. Sorry. This is taking too long. I'll just, sorry. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
You can just insult me in Japanese and see how that goes. Just do that.
Well, yeah, what I was essentially going to do is apologize for you, and while doing that, sneak in something else. But I actually haven't clarified how I'm going to articulate that, so it doesn't matter. It's for another time.
So she just wants to know, like, do you want to partake, or do you wish to defer?
What does partaking consist of, ma'am?
Just a small taste, communion with the Minotaur.
I just look at it. I'm like, is it cooked?
Oh man,
The shirt doesn't look cooked.
I push him gently back as every person in this group has offended her. I turn to Mike and I go, "We have to sleep here."
Yeah, her face sort of turns down, like the smile's disappearing.
No. I put my hand on her shoulder and I say, "Though I haven't heard of your Minotaur, I respect that belief is more powerful than the specifics of its wondering." And can manifest many things. And I'll get on a communion type pose, and I'll say, "I will take a bite."
And she says, "Wonderful," and she pointedly turns a cold shoulder towards Dixon and Sharp, and she turns towards you, David, and takes off just like the tiniest little piece, and she sees it, kind of worries at it a little bit, you know. Then she puts it into her mouth. And then she worries it in her jaw.
Right? Mama bird.
Mommy.
And then she's still smiling like this is totally normal. And she pulls it out, and it's like there's like a big string of spittle attached to like this piece of chewed, masticated meat.
I turn away.
Right.
I don't want to watch this.
She's
It's going to make me make a sanity check.
And she kind of holds it up like sort of over your mouth, like a mother bird.
Oh man, this got kinky fast, y'all. Okay, well, in that case, yeah, I will respect her excitement and her reverence of it, and I will mirror it in my android that I am. I will mirror it as much as I can in my facial expression and my eyes. I will project wonder and respect, and I will tilt my chin up and open my mouth.
Okay, and she drops it in with like dramatic effect to like spittle and all like right into your mouth. I need
Okay.
I want Sharp and Dixon to make a sanity check with disadvantage. Thulsa do because you're sort of non-committal about the whole thing. You just make a normal sanity save. And David, you can make a sanity save with advantage because you're open to it.
Okay,
I said I turned away. I didn't want to watch this. Does that make a difference?
Nope.
Okay, so disadvantage.
Yep.
Ooh, I made one with a 19, and I failed the other one with a 91. Isn't that like a really bad one?
No.
Okay.
I had very similar scores. I had a 16 and a 93.
Okay.
Thulsa will pass with a 36 as she just kind of like makes the ooh face as he sucks down her slobber.
We're rolling under, right? Right.
Under, yeah.
Yeah. I got a 14 on my first one, so I don't need to roll again. So,
Okay.
Because I got advantage, yeah.
Well, you should roll again because you could get a crit.
Oh, true. Oh, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? A 1 and a 3. No, it's a 4 that time.
Okay. So Sharp and Dixon, you're like, what the, like this took like a turn. Like you thought it was fucking weird enough. And now it's like, what is going on? And what is David doing? And you guys all are going to take, you two are going to take a stress.
I'll tell you what, I am never going gambling again. I'm never boosting any illegal power converters, nothing. Straight and narrow from now on. This is a terrible job. I hate this.
Okay.
Why am I here?
As the flesh enters your system, David, there's a moment where you can feel it kind of processing inside and digesting. And then it explodes in your mind as it enters your bloodstream. And it goes into your logic core and expands it like Aldous Huxley through the doors of perception, right? It's a violent eruption of enlightenment in your mind. It's kind of hard to describe because especially as an android, it's not like you've ever taken like recreational drugs before. So while any of the other of your crew members may have been able to attribute it sort of like an LSD trip, this is what your Ford is experiencing for the first time. So for you, it's like you think there's something wrong with your functions, like you're being reprogrammed. You have no idea, but it's scary and mind blowing all at the same time. And so it really takes you back. And I'm rolling a thing, and you're going to take 6 stress. Okay.
Okay.
That's just what we needed, a stressed out android on our mission. That's perfect.
As a scientist, I watched to see his reaction to this, And she's like, I'll pass. I'll pass for now.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I guess the rest of you would probably see David sort of shake a little bit, do an odd mechanical sort of twitch. His eyes dilate, and then he kind of comes to after a while. After it's done, though, David, it's more of like the residual fear that's sort of causing that stress sort of thing of like what's kind of happening to you. But after it's done, you feel good. You feel like more confident in your own self, as if you're kind of questions about what you might be or what your place in the world, which have sort of plagued you for all time. A lot of that has sort of faded away a little bit. All right.
Far out.
David, if you're speaking, you're muted.
My bad. That's amazing. And I said sorry to do mechanics again real quick, but just can we review stress real quick one more time? So I have a maximum of 3 stress, correct? So now at 9 stress,
you have a minimum of 3. You can never go below 3. So now
it's a typo on the character sheet. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Max is 20. Yeah.
Now you have 9.
That's what I thought. What I thought. And it threw me off. Okay, yeah, because it can go up way up. Yeah.
If something in game or if you roll a critical fail, which is failing a roll with doubles, you will have to roll a panic check in that. And in that case, you have to roll higher than your stress number in order to pass the panic check. Okay.
All right, that makes sense. Cool.
All right.
That was amazing. I'll turn to everyone and say, it was so worth it. I see.
You are blessed.
It's important.
You are
gentlemen,
blessed,
it's
David.
important. Yes, and I'll say, gentlemen, it's important when we meet new cultures that we respect their beliefs, whether or not we understand them. Is this not the first tenet of our society?
I guess they taught me a different way of dealing with new cultures in the Marines.
That's a little on the nose there, Mike. Jesus.
Noriko is like, she's like nodding her head like that Jack Nicholson Departed meme, like yes. And she's like, your friend is so wise. That is exactly one of the teachings of the Minotaur. Yes. Listen, friend, you, David, you and your friend, the lovely lady next to you, that you are more than welcome to come visit me in the gardens of Utnapishtim beyond the door. Come see the greenery. Maybe another time when your friends are more willing and more friendly and more open to the Minotaur, they too can join you.
Right.
I would love that. Thank you, friend.
And with that note, with your meeting with Noriko, let's take our second and last break, and we will be right back. All right, we are back. Bladders empty, beers full. Okay, so you have that weird. So David is processing what he's just experienced. The rest of you guys are sort of gagging. The guy that you can only assume must be Ghost Eater, right? Has seems unfazed by what has occurred. He's still sort of kneeling and praying. You get the feeling that he's watching you quietly in the dark. Just sort of like this dark form back there, and you know that beyond the tabernacle there is an airlock door that apparently is where the Garden of Utnapishtim is as well.
Real quick, John. Sorry.
Does she have a verified human patch on? By the way,
she does not. No.
Real quick, John. Just one. There's no mechanical effect of this enlightenment, right? Currently.
Well, the stress.
I don't have it. Well, stress, but like I don't have like stat boost or like that. And the other thing I was going to say for you and everyone else, the primary motivation I had of doing that, aside from the fun of it, was to determine if it would have an effect on an android, on a synthetic, right? And we know the answer is yes. Is there anything else that I would deduce from that, John, about the nature of this, right? That like, someone who doesn't actually like ingest and process food still is affected by it?
I probably should have processed that before I started the campaign of like
it's okay.
I'm working out in my head like if you would actually process food, like if you would actually eat. I
have a sense that stuff would go in and do stuff to you.
Yeah. I kind of think that for being able to sort of function with humans, like just on a sociological level, that you probably do eat in order to sort of derive and like have companionship and cultural norms and all that sort of stuff, but the eating does not provide you with nutrients in order to function. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to sleep.
There's
for
like
instance.
maybe there's like a disposable bladder that he has to empty out.
Sure.
Yeah, or he has a digestive tract. It just processes, but does not deliver nutrients.
He's got to make that. Yeah, he's got to make that weird white goo that squirts out when you cut his head off.
No, I think it's a fun. If you guys agree, I like where John's head's at. I think it's a fun idea, like you said, for the sociological reasons, and maybe there's like a biological reasons that like at the point of advancement in which they would make synthetics like this, they would make them in the image of humans, right?
Yeah.
And that might include, I don't know, I'm not leading the witness here, but that it might include that I do synthesize food or I do synthesize things, maybe not food, maybe I can eat a med pack or something like that. I don't know, right? But that my body would be capable of detecting what's in a thing and doing something with it.
I think there would be programming that you would have.
Yeah.
I'm just sort of out of my head, so people in the audience and you guys can disagree with me, we can discuss. But I kind of picture it like you would ingest food, and there would be programming that triggers delight. You know what I mean? Like it has like taste sensors and stuff like that, so you can still, but probably with none of the downsides. Well, I don't know. Like, I just kind of feel like it would all be based upon having more empathy with humans, right? Yeah. So you poop something because you need to know what it's like to have to clean a toilet. That sort of thing.
He's a baby alive. He's a baby alive. You put the little pudding in, and the pudding comes out.
Right.
I love it. Okay.
Related to the piece of the Minotaur, apparently, according to what she says it is, that is a very, very strange thing, is not what you were expecting. It gave you distress because you were very worried that there was a foreign object in you that was altering your programming and your essential programming, your logic core.
Oh, cool.
Right. Now that faded after a few seconds, but those few seconds of like enlightenment were like nothing. You've only read experiences in books about like people who have been under the effects of LSD and have never actually experienced that yourself.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I'm good, guys.
Be that anything he eats that's, call it earth food, right? Can be tasted, can be chewed, can be swallowed, probably not digested, right? Androids probably have to eat some sort of very specialized nutrient paste because they're not running on batteries.
No, for sure. They have to eat something else.
It's not going to be enough to run an Android. It's got to be, paste number 7 or whatever.
I agree.
And if they eat corn, it's going to look like corn at the other end.
So he's, to get a lot
or maybe part of the nutrient paste like helps to dissolve whatever the human food is in the system, and
that would make sense. Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah. Enzymes of some kind. Yeah.
And thus the universal truth has been established that everybody poops.
Everybody poops. Exactly. That's the lesson to take away from this episode.
Hell yeah! It's actually a book. I'm going to say it right now that I brought with me, and it was on
Everybody
the
poops.
There you go. Nice. There's our episode title right there, John.
We have like Carl Jung, Freud, everybody poops. Whoever the year 3000, fad psychologist is. So.
All right,
exactly.
Can we go to the dungeon now, please?
Jesus, Mike.
Let's see the garden. We can see the garden later.
On the way out, though, I don't want to talk to him. On the way out, though, I'm just going to gesture at the masked guy and say, "Good travels, friend," and just keep walking, not stop to talk.
Okay.
Just to acknowledge that we saw him there.
He puts a hand to his throat. Again, he's basically like clothed head to tail, and a very heavily modulated voice kind of echoes out, and it just says, "Likewise."
Right on.
Okay.
Love it.
They're coming right for us.
John, look through. I'm a scientist. I'm an engineer. Looking through the glass, seeing the little red points of light. Do they seem like creepy spider eyes, or am I seeing red LEDs that are like in this guy's skull?
More like LEDs, correct? But they're very high end and look like human eyes, but a bunch of them in glowing red.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. But they're definitely like mechanical, though. Yeah. Yeah.
Is this like a fashionable, Tokyo eye enhancement that's popular amongst the Ripper cyberpunk kids, or is this like
That would be your
We've
knee
never
jerk,
seen-
your knee jerk reaction.
What was that, Ted?
Yo, what was that?
Could you say that one more time, Ted?
Right there.
Cyber what now?
What now?
I mean, with enough money, I suppose.
Ted has no idea what we're talking about. He looks so confused, but I heard it. and you heard it.
We all heard it. We all heard
Cyberpunk
it.
kids.
Yes,
that's not what you said.
that's it, Ted.
That's
All right,
what I said.
That's
We're
exactly what
cyberpunk
you said.
kids.
Yeah, we'll stick with that.
Ripper,
Okay.
cyberpunk kids. That's what I said.
Okay.
I don't know
All
what
right.
you guys heard, but it wasn't
I don't get it either, Ted. It's all good.
okay.
Let me just check a real quick thing. Okay, so you're going to go back the way that you came, and you're going to go back in the docking bay and ask Arcady to get you on board the Acheron and over, right?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's take a dip.
Okay.
Stick our toes in.
Let me just check.
Or stick Mike's toes in.
All right. Okay, so you go back out into the docking bay. Arcady is just sort of you see he's sort of working on a workbench with what looks to be a part of the other small shuttle that he's kind of ripped apart. He's sort of banging on it. He kind of turns his head and he's like, "All right, man, are you guys ready to go? Ready to rock? Looks like you are. Not going to take any time. No need for bed rest. You're up out of cryo, ready to go, huh?"
Yep.
All right.
I'm going to look at him pretty wild-eyed.
John,
Oh,
I
man.
just want to take a look at the thing that he has on the bench and just like reach down and like fix it real quick. Just like, uncross the wires, fix the little soldering thing that he was just doing. Just a freebie.
Oh yeah. Okay. Do you want to do it?
If he's just banging on this thing.
Do you want to show off like you're really good at like doing this, or?
Yeah. I'm trying to like show him I know what I'm doing and curry a little bit of favor.
Okay. Why don't you make a speed check for me?
Okay. Can I add my mechanical repair to this?
You certainly can. Yeah. What does that give you?
Okay. So my regular speed is 41, so that will give me a 56 that I'm trying to roll under.
Okay. Cool.
I can do this. But I don't. That's a 64. I'm still a little creeped out by the monster meat.
Okay. Yeah. So you let's see what would happen. I guess he would probably like fry it or something like that. Like you're like oh, check this
bit
out.
of smoke comes up.
Yeah. And he's like, man, I was working on that, man.
It's better now. Trust me. It's the path to better.
All right. All right. The sooner we get you over the deep, the better. God. All right. Pile on in. Don't forget your vac. Well, you want your vac suits? Up to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. John, to keep it
still
honest,
wearing
I should probably take a stress for that, correct?
Yes, you should. Yep. So to be clear, if you're wearing your vac suits, that vastly reduces your maneuverability.
Yeah, but I wasn't like prepared to get undressed inside of a thruster.
I'm gonna leave mine off for that reason because I don't need to breathe oxygen. Right.
Okay. So is all the three of you are wearing your vac suits?
Well, I would ask Arcady, is there atmosphere in the first
There is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll keep mine off then.
All right, fine. I'll keep mine off too.
Okay.
Then you got to carry it, like bundle.
Yeah,
where you want.
I mean, can we not like cinch it up with like straps and you put it over our back or something like that?
Why wouldn't we leave it on the station? We're sleeping here, right? Sorry, John.
Yeah, that's correct. That's what I was gonna say. Like you can. No one's gonna fuck with your gear. So if you have stuff that you want to keep here, it will be safe here.
Okay.
I'm bringing my vac suit because if we go over there and one of the first areas we find is 0 G and no air, someone's got to go in there, and it's probably going to be me because that's what I do. I'm bringing my vac suit.
Okay.
So you're wearing your vac suit.
I'm wearing the vac suit. I got all my tools.
Okay.
I'll wear mine and just like carry the helmet,
Okay.
so I'm not using up the VO2.
All right. So you look like a bunch of douchebags when you get on the ship. All right. I'm just kidding. You get on board. You get on board the Acheron. There's very rudimentary seating. And Arcades like flips some switches. And he goes, "Here we go," and opens the keys. The blast doors open, and the Acheron basically lifts off and slowly makes its way out the blast doors. Passes by the Dagwood and the small unknown decommissioned shuttle, and you pass out through the thruster engine. The moment that you sort of exit out from the circumference, the wide open circumference, you're blasted with light, right? And everything that you saw when coming in hits you again as the immensity of the deep with Baphomet behind it comes into your field of vision, and you make your way through, and it slowly sort of you adjust thrusters a little bit. And again, remember, this is all silent in space, and you sort of form a vector kind of up towards the top of the deep. So you're kind of the bell is more aligned towards the bottom, which is the engineering support area. So you're getting like this tour of it as you sort of spindle around it, right? As the thing is also slowly rotating in the counter motion to how you're going. So it's kind of like this beautiful, 2001 Blue Danube waltz as you sort of like make your way up the entire structure. And as you get closer, like the blockiness of it that is depicted in the picture that I showed you on Miro, belies what's actually going on. And there's just all sorts of like struts and sensors and crazy looking Gothic buttresses that kind of come off of it with unknown purpose, blinking lights everywhere as you make your way up to the top to reception.
Hey, Arcady, how come y'all live in a thruster that ain't attached anymore?
Well, listen, man, if you're thinking maybe we should live on the deep, that's out of the question, man. That's just ripe for having your brain just leak out of your ear, man. Good thing we're going there now, though, huh?
That bad? Like, you don't. I mean, why isn't this thing attached? Like, what the hell's going on? Like,
hey, man, we just found it floating here, man. No one had taken it. Monarch didn't seem to give a shit.
Oh, you guys converted it yourselves?
Hell yeah, man.
Oh,
you guys, it was me, the first diver.
Hey,
How do you talk to Monarch if you want to?
Oh, first of all, don't. But if you're gonna, find a terminal.
Huh. All right.
There's these things, soldier. They're called computers. They're amazing.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. Just hit enter. It'll walk you through it.
Don't tell him to hit things because he doesn't get that part. Like, press. You need to press enter.
Yeah. Well, you talked to Noriko, and I assume she told you that weapons are going to do you no good. If something's coming for you, your time's up, friend. You can keep pulling that trigger. It doesn't matter. But, if it makes you feel safe at night, you keep that security blanket there, friend. Don't forget to keep your thumb in your mouth, too. All right. Here we are. Pulling up.
I got a nail gun. The thing.
I love this guy so much.
All right. And finally, much to Mike the player's delight, we alight upon the deep. So as you approach the top of the deep, there is a massive docking arm with this vicious-looking claw grip. There's like that kind of again, it's all silent, which makes it even more scary. It's just like kind of reaches out from a huge, wide open space that looks like the visitor's dock, and the Acheron decelerates a little bit. Adjusts thrusters a little bit, kind of maneuvering you in place, and then the docking arm sort of compensates for the ship itself and reaches out and literally just grabs the ship bodily, and you like shake, you know what I mean? And it takes you and just brings you into the visitor's dock as it sort of retracts, and then an umbilical that a much larger umbilical than the one that was attached by Arcady. That and it's kind of gross looking because it looks like it has like flesh tones to it, like it's colored like flesh sort of, and it's segmented like a peristaltic sort of worm. You know what I mean? So it kind of like sort of unfolds like a slinky, kind of attaches automatically to the Acheron's airlock.
Hey, John, can I ask a quick question before we go in?
Mm-hmm.
While we were approaching, did we, if in fact we could see out of the cockpit or a port window, did we see any growths on the exterior of the ship and on any floor or region that looked like synth flesh or something Cronenbergian?
No.
Or like fungal? Okay.
No, cool. Nothing organic. You saw everything. You looked like completely mechanical. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
right,
steel.
thank you.
Yeah.
Even the umbilicus, like upon closer examination, looks mechanical.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, yeah. But it's made out of like plastics, right? So it kind of when you see it
Right.
from a distance, like you're looking at the port, you're kind of getting yourself, you're getting out of the seats. The arm is sort of retracted and set the ship down. You're in a huge open dock, right? That's open to space, right? A massive hangar bay, right? Multiple ships could dock here. There are no other ships here right now, just yours, just the Acheron, I should say. But the umbilical sort of comes out, and you can see that the umbilical is attached to a very, very heavy, big airlock door. But it connects to your airlock door. So you go through, depressurize, and you make your way along the umbilical. Oh, do you say anything to Arcadia before you go, or are you good?
Yeah, I do want to ask him if, besides those fools from the AV club, are there any other like divers in there that we should know about?
There's likely some. Yeah, we've. I mean, we always. He's like, I always assume if I haven't seen them in some time that they're probably dead, but they may be holed up in there. Absolutely,
Okay.
you know. But the thing is, man, they don't have what I got. They don't have the patch. Trust nobody, man. Trust nobody. You don't know who you're talking to. I don't know who I'm talking to right now. Are you robot man? I never asked you.
I mean, not that I know of,
You're a robot.
but I guess it's possible I could be a robot.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't know, chances are. So good luck out there, friend.
How do you know you're not a robot?
Oh, I know, friend. I know.
Are you
Man.
sure?
I've seen things, man. Believe me. You think someone as crazy as I am would be a robot, man? Fuck
I mean,
that.
if you're malfunctioning.
Listen, man. Monarch made it very clear. I'm straight up human, baby.
All right. So are there
Or maybe that's
like
what a robot would say.
androids roaming around in there, like verified androids?
Yeah, there's androids roaming around in there, pal.
Wow.
Are they likely to be friendly to us?
Well, yeah, man. It depends on what you say to them, man. You got to be careful, man.
Okay.
What kinds of things make an android angry?
Anything, man. Anything can set them off. Just like humans, man. You never know what to say. They've got their own shit going on, man.
Okay. I thought the factory stopped working. Monarch is still building androids?
No, man. The factory's still working, man. There's just no humans in control, man. It's just Monarch. Just running things. Just building. Always building more.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
When he said you could never know if what'll set an android off, I slowly turned my head and looked at everyone. Hey, John, I'd like to do one thing before we leave. Is it okay if I say that I brought a little bit more of that tequila from earlier with me?
Sure.
Thulsa brought the bottle.
Oh, perfect. Thulsa, Thulsa, may I borrow your bottle?
She sighs. Hand it back.
And I'm going to turn to everyone and everyone first, and then to man, I need to start remembering names quick. Let me get the notes up. So and say, I think a grand journey like this in human ritual requires a commemoration, a cheers of sorts. Would you do it with us?
You asking Arcady?
Oh yeah, I'm asking Arcady.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sure, man. You're offering.
Right. So I'll hold up the bottle and we'll gesture. We'll pass it around for a swig, and I'll say, as we are entering the deep, a fun nautical name, I will use an ancient human cheers that I'm quite fond of. Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. And I tilt it back and I pass it.
I love it, man. He swings it back. He's like, oh, he holds his hands up. He's like, DUI, man, DUI. It's cool.
I will drink this, but I find it mildly offensive.
All right. So after that sort of like rant by Arcadia about like, can't trust androids, can't trust humans, you never know what's kind of going on. I want everyone to roll me a D10, please. Tell me what you get.
All right.
I got a 9.
I got an 8.
4.
Okay.
David, you're muted.
A 2.
2. Okay, so that number that you rolled, you're going to add that into your Benz field.
Crap.
Okay.
All right.
And
So now
that,
we all have- yeah. there we
yeah,
go.
so that technically applies the moment that you step into the umbilical after you depressurize from your airlock chamber and you enter officially into the deep. Okay. So
Is there a sensation, John, that we would associate with this, or is it just like a pressure thing?
it's
We
more of
wouldn't
a
know.
like a mental thing, like a deep breath as you know that you're now kind of going into the officially you're entering into the actual station itself as you
Okay.
sort of steel yourself, but yeah, nothing that you can actually kind of pinpoint. But a sense of dread slowly starts to drape over you as you make your way along this snaking, segmented, flesh-toned plastic corridor. Now you are in a massive space that that is open to deep space itself, right? So, but you are coated in plastic that's basically like man height, right? You can basically like outstretch your arms and touch either side of the umbilical. So you're kind of seeing the visitor's dock through a sort of a translucent plastic screen, right? That is segmented at regular intervals. But it takes you like a long time, like almost like a half hour moving slowly through this snake-like umbilicus to get to the actual airlock door that enters into the secure, facility itself, that where you can breathe normally. The umbilicus looks like it has been used a lot, many times. It is peppered with graffiti of all sorts from previous divers. Yes, yeah. Some of the things that you see that is written here. One is rather ominous yet rather beautiful. You've read it somewhere, somewhere in the past, or did you? Or maybe this is the first time you've seen it. You're not really sure. It says, "I dreamt I was a butterfly."
Oh.
Some others, a little bit more prosaic, says, "Fuck off with that shit." One says, "My other ride is a rubber lad." One says, "Olam was here." That's Olham. And one says, in a rather frantic handwriting, says, "Please, could you stop the noise?"
Can we add
No
graffiti of
mention
our
of
own?
the AV club in there. Oh, sorry, Mike.
Can we add graffiti of our own?
If you have something to write with.
I don't know. No. No one brought a pen.
I mean, I
I'm
have a
pen.
toolbox full of assorted tools. I bet you there's a Sharpie
Write
in there.
something. Write something.
Yeah. I will write Thelema can suck my ass.
What do you have to write with?
Sharpie. Any tool kit has a Sharpie.
Okay. So you write Thelema can suck my ass?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Anyone else?
Nope. Let's go. Is there anything about Kerbal Khan in there?
Now here's, you know what? I'm going to take my fountain pen, and I'm going to just write. She's a scientist. I'm going to write the date, like the date that we're entering, and
That's smart.
and our names, just
Okay,
in
cool.
case like something
Yes.
goes. All of our names, the date
All
on
right.
the wall. We're entering.
That's a
Good,
really
good to note
idea.
in case you didn't pick up on it when we started the session. It's January 1st, New Year's Day, 2125. 100 years
okay.
in the future.
I love this idea, Matt. And just real quick, guys, we know people are losing their minds. I think, is there anything else that almost like Inception style, like the spinning top, would be a useful cipher for us should things go strange that we can look for to confirm that they are normal? Or that our state of mind is normal, right? Because it's clear that things are bendy and weird in here. I think the date makes sense.
How about this? Like something like the trick with the two lockets, like if we draw something on a piece of paper and the other half on the wall, you can kind of match it up. I mean, I don't have a spinning top, but
All right. That's a good idea. Here's what I'll do. Tulsa likes your idea. She's going to draw half of the tequila bottle on the wall, and she's going to take out her prescription pad, and she's going to draw like the other half of the bottle on the prescription pad.
With the title too there, so we know the name of the
Yeah,
tequila.
yeah, yeah. So like the name, yeah. So it's obvious
I
that
love
you
it.
put the
I
two
love it.
together in the same.
There we go.
I love it. Cool.
Okay. Cool. Dig it. All right. So, mapping wise, okay. So, on Miro, this would be your very first room. Okay. So this would be the visitor's dock, right? So the way that you want to do this, all rooms should just be like a rectangle or a square, right? You don't need to do anything that's any more different than that. But the key thing here is this is what is called an industrial scale room, which means it's as opposed to a personal scale room. So it is a vast space, and that should be denoted and different than a normal personal size space. Okay, so the you don't need to denote that by drawing a larger room. You just need to like draw a square, and then basically you're going to outline it with what did we decide, David? Like the yellow looked good, right?
I think a yellow stroke would be a good indicator. Do we want it to be solid or dotted, or does it matter? It doesn't matter to me. But.
That's up to you. It's really up to how you guys want to do it. But in some way, shape, or form, you need to denote that thing is an industrial scale versus otherwise.
Let's make it a solid yellow stroke, and then we can use dotted for special cases later. Ted, do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it? Or
I'm working on it here. I was thinking for industrial size space, maybe I make it a diamond.
No. The whole point is that
no.
Yeah, you need to outline it. It has to be an outline.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Do a fill. I would do a regular
There's a diamond shape. There's a square shape. There's a rectangular shape. If I'm not doing it by scale, I have to do it by. I have to write down big room, or I can do it as a diamond to say that it's a huge space.
No. What we're saying is,
what am I missing here?
You can do a square shape with a gray fill, right? Like I have the example at the bottom of the mirror board if you want to see where it says Hangar Bay. Square shape.
See, this is why I wanted you to do the mapping, David, because you've already worked all this out.
No. I'm fine to do it. I don't mind.
Then
Can we
do
it
it.
quick?
Just do it.
That's why I asked.
Let me just delete. And that's why I said do it, and then you didn't want to.
What? Okay.
Man, fight.
Like I told you to do this.
Where are you doing it, David?
I'll do it right where he did his.
I'm trying to work out how to delete mine here.
I think it's beautiful.
It is a beautiful yellow diamond.
My God, it's full of stars.
There.
Oh, it's gone now.
It also doesn't have to be done right now. It's just sort of like prepping you guys for what you're going to be needed to be doing. Let's move on. So there is basically two exits out of this where there's open to space, right? Which is the entire fucking thing. And then there is this airlock, which is like right there at the end of the umbilicus. And that's the only place you can go unless you kind of tear through the umbilicus. But then you're screwed, except for Ted.
Yeah.
Dixon, who is wearing a vac suit.
I brought mine.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, the two of you. Yeah. So you get to the end, and there is a sorry, got the wrong thing here. Okay, so yeah, there's a big airlock door there. It looks like it's like an old-fashioned one, so it actually has to be like hand cranked, right?
Okay. Is there a window through it so that we can see the next room?
There isn't. No, unfortunately not.
Okay. Can someone else turn it? I'm gonna rack around in my shotgun and be ready to go.
I got it. I'm used to these. So
right.
I'll get up. I'll secure my tools on a tether line and open the airlock.
Okay, cool. So it takes you a little bit of effort, but using just enough time, you can put enough force against it, and it opens up. And let's see. Okay, so it opens up, and there appears to be a stairwell, basically, that kind of winds down in front of you.
Is it lit?
No.
Is the room lit?
No. Oh wait. Hold on.
Still.
I've got headlamps on my helmet. I'll just flip them on.
So it's dimly lit. There is what appears to be like backup lighting. So it's like a sort of like a subtle red glow coming from lights sort of dotted around, but it's not like well lit, right? There's a lot of shadows. It doesn't appear to be like blaring emergency lights, you know what I mean? But just sort of like this soft, sort of reddish tone. As you kind of step out into from the airlock onto metal grating, So when you step out onto the grating through the. I'm sorry, one step at a time. You depressurize in the airlock chamber, then you move through an airlock door, and you step out onto the grating above the thing. Now, the moment that you step out, you notice that there is gravity that is working.
Okay.
Okay, so you can walk normally, and you can also hear, because sound will travel through it. You can hear like the bang of your boots against the metal grating, and then peering below, you see that there is a metal stairwell with grating, like mesh stairs that kind of makes its way slowly down and down and down, and it's just kind of encompassed in this soft red light.
Is
And
the metal
gravity
staircase?
I
Sorry,
was just going to
is
say
the metal-
gravity seems to be. I'm sorry, Mike. Gravity seems to be normal. That one's easy.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
Is the metal staircase like built in a way, John, that you can look down, like down,
Yeah, you can.
or like is it tight? Is there like a well that goes around that we're going around?
Yeah, yeah. It's
makes
a
sense.
no. It's like you're in a rather large space, just paneling and metal and very industrial sort of thing. But it looks relatively well kept, as in, like it was. The metal paneling is relatively aesthetically pleasing, as in it's like inviting visitors to come in and go down, that sort of thing. You know what I mean?
There's no
But
gulf
between
or
the,
pit.
the stairs going down, you can't see down a shaft, is what he's asking.
You can see down. Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, and
So
it's
if I-
lit all the way down.
relatively. It's all shadows and stuff like that. But yeah,
Okay,
Right, but if I put on my headlamp and look down, what are we seeing?
there's a door at the bottom.
and Ted, can you look? Or sorry, not Ted. Dixon, can you look around and see if there's like surveillance cameras or anything like that in this stairwell?
There's not.
Yeah, good idea. I'll play the spotlights around
There's
and
not.
look around for cameras or anything.
Okay. I don't mind taking point, guys. It's kind of like what I'm here for. So
All right.
I will go down first with maybe you with your light behind me.
Yep.
Okay. So
Be in the middle.
do you guys keep your vac suits on?
I'm going to keep it on because I never know when we're going to encounter something where I'll need it. I got the helmet
Yeah,
open, but
Yeah, mine
Not
is
using-
on. Helmet off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So wait, Ted, like, are you completely encased? You have your helmet on and everything?
no, helmet's open.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I mean, my helmet's on because that's where the headlamps are. Right? But the
Yeah.
visor's open. I'm not using suit air is what I'm saying.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's what I mean. Yeah. All right. Okay, so yeah, you know, it's a little hard to kind of move around. It's tough to kind of maneuver because you got these big bulky boots on, you know what I mean, in the narrow steps and everything. So it's a little bit of a pain in the ass, but you slowly make your way down the steps. And you enter in through let's see. It's a airlock door, yeah. So there's an airlock at the end, but it's not like a depressurization one. It's just sort of like a solid sealed door.
Okay.
And there's
I'm
like a
actually
sign that
gonna-
says like reception. It says Cloudbanks Synthetic Production Facility Reception.
Gotcha. And you said, it's another full on airlock with a handle and all the rest of that?
No, this is more just it does have a handle. It's an airlock door. It just doesn't require. It doesn't have like the intermediary depressurization chamber
Spinny
thing.
wheel thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll open the door just a crack and peer through.
Okay, so there appears to be not a huge space, but like a wide open reception area beyond. There is more stuff in there, of course, but nothing jumps out at you.
Again, it's lit.
Yeah, everything's lit unless I say differently.
Okay, perfect. Got it. What a nice change. That's a nice change. All right, I'm going to open the door and go through.
John,
Okay.
for future reference, if you've got a door like that's not part of a double-walled airlock, it's just a tough door. It's called a bulkhead door.
Okay. So you walk in. So wide open space, obviously, like one of the very few places that was meant for human people to be. There is a carpet that dominates the entire room. It's filthy. It once used to be like super luxurious, very detailed, lots of scroll work and all that kind of stuff. But it's filthy and torn up and stuff like that. There are, what you notice that's sort of popping up all over the place on that carpet are spent bullet casings.
Oh,
Okay.
dear.
All right.
Hey, John, what is the scale of this room? Is it also mega, or should I?
No, it's a personal space.
Any blood spatters that we see on the wall to go along with these bullet casings?
There's more stuff, yeah. So
Okay.
there's a desk there that is riddled with bullet holes, and there is a terminal there that that you can't tell what state it's in, but there's like a big old chunky CRT terminal that's sort of sitting on top of that desk behind a reception station. You know, kind of picture like Pam in the office sort of thing, right? However, very much unlike the office, hanging from the ceiling and from electrical extension cord around its neck is a corpse that is just sort of swaying right over that terminal, right behind the main reception desk.
Oh, great.
Its head just sort of snapped to the side. Looks like it was male,
Can I
bloated and blackened.
can I pick up one of the shell casings and sniff it and see how long ago it was fired? Like fresh or
Is that
not
something
fresh?
most people can do? I don't. Is that
I
a
mean,
thing?
if it smells strongly of gunpowder, you would know that it was fairly fresh.
No, it's not fresh.
Okay.
And similarly, looking at that body, does it look? You mentioned it's black and bloated, so it's been there for a while.
It looks like it, yeah. What you can tell, Sharp, is that when you look at the bullets, you can see. Do you have firearms?
I mean, I have military training.
Okay.
Firearms might be a different thing, I guess.
So you can tell that it looks like this probably came from high-end modified pulse rifle.
Oh.
John, I am
Now,
nice.
arrayed behind the on the wall behind the hanging corpse, behind the reception desk, there is written in blood, thick and coated and blackened from time. It just says "one way out."
Okay.
And
It's good to know there's one way out.
and I
Poetry,
think
even death.
we are over time, so I think that's probably a good place to stop it for the night.
Oh, John, can I do
shit.
one last thing, please?
Yeah.
You gonna eat this guy too?
No, I was gonna lift the rug and see if there's anything under it, but we can do that next time.
There is nothing underneath the rug.
Oh, there we go.
Let's see. Hold on one second. Okay, so yeah, we'll call it there. I think that's pretty satisfying first session. I'd say.
One way out. Jeez.
Hell yeah.
Are we second level yet, John?
No. Yeah.
What new spells do we get?
I probably missed a bunch of stuff that I probably should have been tracking, but I'll figure out in retrospect and fix it next time. So yeah. All right. Okay, where are we? All right, yeah, so that'll do it. Thanks everyone. I hope that I thought that was pretty fun. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
That rocked ass.
I had a great
I'm
time.
so excited.
Yeah, so that was episode 1 of Mothership Gradient Descent. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this new campaign. Thank you for watching and or listening. This has been 3D6 Down the Line, the most criminally underwatched actual play series on the internet. Please do your duty, which is to like and subscribe on YouTube. Hit that bell icon, get the notification every time we publish new material. If you have a few extra bucks, hook us up with a Patreon subscription. Any paid tier will get you access to our Patreon exclusive Dolmenwood campaign that is upcoming or concurrent, based upon if you're watching this in the future. Yeah, thank you to David for doing all the overlay art and graphics for this stream.
Seriously.
And thank you to friend of the channel, Hank, for doing our intro music. And thank you to all of our wonderful patrons, our explorers, our delvers, and of course, especially our conquerors. Mike has the distinct pleasure of reading out the conquerors tonight. Go for it,
Merci
Mike.
beaucoup. All right, conquerors. Jofo, Brutes Monkeys, sorry, plural. Joshua Owens, Per Osterlund, The Mighty Martian, Christopher Bishop, Banana Hammock, AJ, Joe, Michael Sauer, Adam Lovelace, Desiree Marcel, Grizz Loves Games, Dustin Reedy, Benjamin, King of Jupes, Rock of Sages, Arcane Lane, MP, Todd, Brawler Jake Ain't Joshing Around, DM Dr. Rob, Robert Kenyon, Steve, Jeff Marino, Alan Barton, Eric Tsunami MD, Samuel Dillon, Gregory Dieselhorse, Yesterday's Glory, Mike Small, Richard Barton, Isaac Spencer, James Boyle, Doc Jones 73, Jackson Bates, John Hooker, Zachary Hall, Saps, Papa Bear DM, Zach Shiflett, Mercury 605, Ruben K, Darger, Procyon, Dakota Nielsen, Cam, Stephen Quisenberry, John and La Logan, Dabrowskis, Magic Meat Machine, Tom Leary, Phil, Nakanu, Nick, Eric Lawson, Mando NZ, Faisal, Ted Gast, James Doig, Nefarious Gamer, Grunt, Andrew Schroker, Adam MM, Michael Schilling, Stefano Di Maiolo, Ash Gabrielle, Chongus, Brawler Josh, Ain't All Jake, Iona, Michael Walker, Han Dandler, Summon Toast, Too Rude to Ishvin, Dungeon Heart Adam, Scott Yearsley, Met Jack, Kick Maniac, Dire Grew, Tom Eric Garrettson, Matthew Mattis, Matt Walsh, Matt Mason, Matt Koenig, and Matt Young.
Well done, Mike. Well done.
You did it. It's a marathon nowadays.
Yeah, that list is getting long, which is fantastic. Thank you all
You'll
for
always take the time to read all of them, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't do it any other way. Thank you to our conquerors especially, but thank you to everyone for your continued support, including everyone in our wonderful Discord community. Thank you so much for your support for this new campaign. We're very excited that it is up and running. So, yeah, that'll do it. We will see you next time for episode 2. In the meantime, everyone have a great week. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, John. It was really fun.
That was awesome.